Let me talk about black women for a minute. Because we were lied to. White women were told that they were superior. Black women were told that they were less. We were told that we were ugly, undesirable, not the standard of beauty, not the standard of femininity, not the standard of anything worth celebrating. That message wasn't subtle. It was in the media. It was in the classroom, in every magazine, on every cover, in every movie, in every beauty stand that was deemed ideal. And here is the crazy part. Check this out. Most of us didn't believe it. Not in our bones. Because our grandmothers told us different. Our mothers told us different. In the kitchen, in the churches, in our families. They built something in us that the outside world couldn't reach fully. And that internal pride, it held us together for the most part. But here's where it gets psychological. When you know your worth and the world spends every day telling you that you're wrong, that tension, it lives in your body. And it's got to come out somewhere. They labeled it attitude. They call it aggressive, loud, angry. But what they were really seeing was a woman refusing to shrivel. We did shrink a little bit, but we never shriveled. Our bodies trying to expel the lie it was never meant to carry. That's not attitude. That's resistance. That, my friend, is survival. If you ever looked at a black woman sideways for being too much, she's not too much. The lie was too much. I'm Takeema. This was part 6. In part 7, while you were looking down at us, you were too distracted to look up and see who was lying to you. You gotta hear this. I see you there. I need you to stay with me on this one, all right? Because this is where we're going to get a little deep. Now, look, while black people were being systematically oppressed, while we were operating and navigating with a boot on our neck, white America was being distracted. White America was being distracted deliberately. See, the most powerful trick of any system built on lies is misdirection. Keep people focused on who is beneath them, and they will never look up at who's above them. Racial hierarchy wasn't just a moral catastrophe. It was a fucking magic trick. And while white working class America was so busy feeling superior to black America, there was a predatory elite operating without scrutiny, without accountability, without anyone looking up long enough to notice. I know you've heard of Epstein. You've seen the files. You've seen the names. And here's what I need you to sit with. Those aren't crimes committed against black children, primarily. Okay? That is documented abuse within the halls of the white elite power against their own. So while you were handed a false sense of superiority, your children weren't even safe. That's not privilege. That's the most sophisticated setup in human history. You were given a crown that cost you everything and told you to be grateful for it. You should have an attitude. I'm Takeema. This was part 7. Now in part 8, I'm going to say something that might be hard to hear. Because the white lie may be more violent than the black lie. And I can prove it. The title is heavy, I know. But that's good. Now let's really think on this with me carefully. Okay? Black people were told that we were less beautiful, less intelligent, less worthy. And as painful as that was, we knew it was a lie. Our families told us, our culture told us, our God told us. And that particular lie, it never fully landed. But white people, you were told you were more deserving, you were more intelligent, more worthy of success, and you believed it. You believed it completely. That plane landed. It became your identity, your worldview, your history, and your self-concept. And here's why that's more violent. When a lie becomes your foundation, everything built on top of it is false. Your sense of earned success, your version of history, your understanding of why things are the way that they are, all of it was built on something that was never true. We knew that we were lied to. You didn't even know you were in a lie. That's not superiority. That's a prison with pillow walls. And the Epstein files, the elite abuse, the systemic cover-ups, that's what was happening while you were comfortable in that plush wall prison. So if you're white and you're still holding on to some racial superiority, I need you to understand that you're not protecting your legacy. You're protecting the lie that was used against you. I'm Takeema. This was part 8. Now look, in part 9, I'll discuss cognitive dissonance a little bit more because it's real and it lives in your body. It lives in all of us. Now let me put on my clinician hat just for a second. Now let's talk about cognitive dissonance. Big words, but it's a simple concept. Check this out. If the discomfort you feel when what you believe and what you actually experience doesn't match, you got it? I need you to understand that it lives in your body. It's not just in your mind, it's in your body. For white people, it sounds like this. I'm not racist. I believe in equality. I have plenty of black friends. Now, that's the same person that will stare and roll their eyes at you because they don't think that you belong where they are. Or they'll call the police because they don't know that you live in their building type shit. The gap between what you believe about yourself and what your body actually does, that is cognitive dissonance. And rather than examine the behavior, most people just protect the belief. I'm a good person, so that I couldn't have been racist. See, that's the dissonance talking. Now, for black people, it sounds different. I know my worth. I know I'm intelligent. I know I am beautiful. But the world, on the other hand, has spent centuries telling you otherwise. And living in that gap, knowing your truth while the world denies it every single day, that shit is exhausting. It's traumatizing. That lives in the nervous system. That's why we're tired. Not lazy. Tired. Cognitively, emotionally, generationally exhausted. Both experiences, two sides of the same manufactured lie. And the only way to name it, which is exactly what I'm doing right now, the only way to name it is to know it. I'm Takeema. This was part 9. Now in part 10 is the wake-up call for all of us. So this is where I talk solutions. I'll see you there. All right. We made it to part 10. As you can see, Takeema has a lot to talk about. I just felt like we needed to start here. I didn't make this series to make you feel bad. I made it because I believe in the human capacity to shift an unhealthy mindset. I've seen it happen in that virtual classroom between 2 women who could have talked past each other forever, but instead there were tears, not from pain, but from breakthrough. So I say, if you're white, stop performing fragility. Stop protecting the lie. Get angry at the right things. Get an attitude with the system that used your color to distract you. Do the work of unlearning for yourself and for your children. If you are black, your anger is based on facts. It always has been. Your exhaustion is documented everywhere. But don't let the lie live in your body rent-free anymore. Do the healing work, not because you caused it, because you deserve to be free from it. If you're an immigrant, please know that you did not arrive here neutral. You are on the bullshit. You were schooled and handed a hierarchy before you were handed an opportunity. You were told who to look down on. And like everyone else, you reap the benefits. And this is not your fault, but it is your problem. Because stupidism is the willful choice to uphold racial hierarchy despite knowing better. And if you are anybody, understand that in ignorance in 2026, with everything that we know now, it is a choice. The information exists, the truth exists. The only thing missing is a decision to receive it. I am Takeema. That was part 10. Part 11 is the finale. My invitation to all of us. Don't miss it. I'll see you there. I am genuinely grateful you made it to part 11. I want to thank you for staying with me through the series, and that definitely does say something about you. Now let me leave you with this. I am a mental wellness specialist. I grew up in New York City, and trust, I'm a woman with a particular set of skills. Take note, this series was not an attack. It was a diagnosis. And with every good diagnosis, it comes with a treatment plan. And this treatment plan is very simple. Choose truth over comfort. Choose curiosity over defensiveness. Choose healing over the lie that was handed to you before you were old enough to question it. This is not about guilt. Guilt is useless without action. This is about responsibility. This is about accountability. Yours, mine, all of ours. The lies came before us. We were born into them. So the only question that matters right now is what we do with that. A willingness to see each other clearly. That is possible everywhere, if we choose it. I'm Takeema. This has been Series 1 of TakeemaTalks. Question, you still racist? Now you have everything you need to answer it honestly. I'm out, and I'll see you in the next series.